Hello, Assalamualaikum. My name is Nur Nasib bin Azlan and my ID student is 2018-238014. I'm class from SR 113 3A.
Assalamualaikum and hi, my name is Muhammad Hakim Syahmi bin Muhammad Sabri. So my matrix number is 2019-469814.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Syukri bin Ismail from class SR 113 3A and my matrix number is 2019-433-282. In this video, our group will present about plyometric training. Plyometric training is a training that combines the element of speed and force to build muscle power. It helps to improve our ability to do the different exercises and the exercise training in plyometric including push-up, throwing, jumping, running and kicking.
For the step of lateral bounce, first try to stand on your right foot with a knee bend. Next, try to use and organize your hand and to balance your body movement. Then explosively jump to your left and repeat with jump to your right again and land back in the starting position. Right. You can try perform this exercise with 3 sets with 10 repetition. Remember to bend your knee during the exercise for reduce the tension on your knee.
Next, I will show you one more exercise training in plyometric training, which is clap push-up. To do clap push-up, the first thing you need to get ready in push-up position. Straighten your hand and your front body face the floor. Next, you need to bend your elbows until your chest nearly touch the floor. Third, use the force to push the floor as hard as you can until your body float and you clap your hand. Next, once your hand land on the floor, you need to quickly repeat the same thing as fast as you can.
Okay, so for the exercise that I have picked is the squat jump. So for the squat jump, how to do it is just like doing a squat, but this exercise we just put a jump into this squat. So how to do it is the first stand with your feet shoulder width apart, and the second is start by doing squat, engage your core and jump up explosive. And while we bend our knees, we must bend our knees behind from the toe. And when you land, lower your body back into squat positions to complete 1 rep. So for the one rep, make sure you land with your entire foot on the ground.
The frequency of plyometric training, athletes should be performed from 1 session to 3 times per week. Athletes should schedule plyometric training sessions at least 1 day or 2 days apart to allow the involved muscle sections or muscle group amount of time to recover from the past session. So next is intensity of plyometric training. So an experienced athlete expectedly can perform plyometric exercise more than others because he or she doing the plyometric training longer from the basic athletes. So however, athletes new to plyometric work should start with a moderate to medium intensity exercise due to their body to capable to doing the plyometric exercise.
So for the metabolic of the plyometric training, so for the first point is the give a power to a muscle. So what does give a power to muscle? So it say that it's improve the muscle size. So when we perform this training, plyometric training, of course, the first thing is to improve muscle size, and the second is the increase muscle fiber. Okay, so for the increased muscle fiber, if the muscle size is increased, so muscle fiber that are inside the muscle is also increased. So and the last one is the muscle increase the muscle power and strength. So when our muscle is improved and increased, also the power and the strength of our muscle is gonna be increase equally to all.
We can see when the athlete and the ultra person do the same exercise, such as plyometric, with the same frequency, same duration, and same intensity, the ultra person can be tired quicker than athlete, and athlete heart rate recover faster than untrained person after the exercise. Athletes also have higher stroke volume than normal or untrained person, and we can see if they do the same exercise with same intensity, duration, or frequency, the untrained person can have more risk to feel dizziness due to the blood that can't be pumped to the body properly.
There are also respiratory effects for the plyometric training. The first is lung capacity or volume, which means our lungs can increase their ability to expand and enabling a greater quantity of air to move in and out of our body. Next is respiratory muscles, which is divided by two. First one is aerobic training. Aerobic training tends to improve the endurance of respiratory muscles, and the second one is anaerobic training, where it tends to increase the size and the strength of respiratory muscles.
Okay, so for the muscular changes and adaptation. So for the muscular changes and adaptation, is the first point is increase counter movement jump. So for the first is we can make a jump for this and look at for increase. So we can see that counter movement jump of for that we perform is also increased. So for the second is increase maximum power of muscle, because of this plyometric training is focused for our muscle. Of course, if its power is increased, of course is the maximum power also increase for this exercise. And the last one is the quadricep, hamstring increase equally. So for the plyometric training, we the most use the leg muscle. So of course the increased one is the quadricep and hamstring, and also the muscle from our leg.
So who should follow the plyometric exercise? So there are some sports that should implement plyometric exercise in their training session. For example, like changing direction is important in rugby. Second is jumping in basketball. So, and you also need power on soccer or football. And the last, for the coaches out there, plyometric exercise or training is one of the best options for strength and conditioning.